Welcome to West Highland Shop.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. This week I've got a little bit of an outdoor project, or at least it's going to get started outdoors. But I've got an old garden bench that needs to be cleaned up. Hadn't been done in about 5 years. Okay, this is the bench I'm going to be cleaning up, and you can see how weathered it is. I think it's in good shape. Last time I did this, like I said, I think it was about 5 years ago. There was no damage to it. You can see here where the finish just hasn't held up. Some organic materials growing on it. So let's get started pressure washing. I'll tell you, pressure washing is probably, in my book, just slightly a little more fun than sandblasting, but enjoying both. Either my battery died or the camera stopped working, or I didn't press play, but sorry you missed the whole front part. But I'm using a little electric pressure washer. It goes real easy on this wood. If I get my big gaffing out, it tears this wood up. So this one's working pretty good. Okay, that's half of it. It's coming off pretty good. I do have some damaged wood. I'm gonna get the whole thing cleaned and then let it dry and see what it looks like. Then we'll go from there. So I'll stop talking and finish cleaning. Okay, that's about as clean as I'm gonna get it with the pressure washer. But I'll let this dry outside for an hour or two. A couple days in the shop. Well, the bench has dried really good over the last few days. The wood is really, really rough. So next thing is sanding, and this thing takes forever to sand. I'll probably fast forward through some of it, show you a little bit, maybe some of the trouble spots. But yeah, I've got a good 3 or 4 hours of sanding on this thing. I'm gonna start with 120 grit, but if I have to, I'll drop down to 100 or maybe even 80 and then sand up from there. Here's what I've learned over time doing projects like this. If you can see how this is kind of a white color, if you don't sand through all that, then that comes back dark when you get finish on it. I won't get it all off. I want to get as much as I can. Like I said, this bench is 10, 11 years old outdoors, so it's not going to look perfect, but I'm getting as much done as I can with this. Then I've got another sander with a small triangle on it, delta shape. I'll come in and get these edges, and what I can't get with that, I'll do by hand. I'm going to sand these with 60 grit, and I've put a piece of tape here so we can look at it before and after I get it back up to 120. Well, I changed camera positions because that was awkward sitting on the bench. But I'm going to go back to the Rotex sander, and this thing's cool. I can change these heads on it, and I've got 80 grit on here, and I can go into Rotex mode with the small one. The big 6-inch sander was just kept banging these, so but hopefully you'll be able to see the difference in what this Rotex can do. All right, that's basically half of the front of the bench sanded, and you can clearly see the difference. I got lucky. This really isn't damaged at all. It's just like some spalting in there. But anyway, I got the front done. I'll get that side done. I'll turn it over to the back, and then I'll get it from underneath as well to make sure we get everything sanded. Places like this are really hard to get into with your finger or sander or anything, but you can get it if you work hard enough on it. So I just use like a, one of these popsicle stick things, wrap some sandpaper around it, let you get the leverage that you need to get up into the tight spots. Okay, the bench is looking pretty good. I was real happy that these slats here that I thought were badly damaged, it was mostly just surface. So they're going to be fine. There's really no repairs I need to make. I'm going to epoxy the bottom of the feet. I'll show you that in a minute. But I have reached the point of what I call diminishing returns. So I don't think any more sanding that I do is going to make this thing look any better. All I'm going to do now is go over the whole thing by hand with 150, and I'll be breaking the edges here. I'll just be breaking the edges here so there's nothing sharp. Makes it comfortable to sit in, that sort of thing. So I'll get that done. We'll get a little bit of epoxy put on the bottom of the feet, and then we'll start getting some finish on here. This thing takes forever to sand because you've got to get, all four sides of each one of these pieces of wood. And man, it just takes, I think it took me 4 hours to get it sanded where it is. This won't take quite as long, but still, it's going to take a little bit of time. All right, the sanding is done. I'm having to hold my camera up, so sorry if it's a bit shaky, but this is the bottom of the leg. This is the worst one. You can see we got some damage there. I'll show you the other ones. This one's not too bad. This one's in pretty good shape. And this one's got just a little bit of damage. So what I want to do is get some epoxy down in here, and I'm going to come down maybe an inch or so and just coat the bottom of these legs with epoxy because they do kind of sit in water when it rains. So I'm just going to tape off here, and then we'll get some epoxy in it. All right, I am finally ready to put some finish on this thing after many, many hours of sanding. The product I'm going to be using is, it's called PPG Prolux today. This used to be a brand called Seekins, and it is a fantastic finish for outdoor woodwork. I've only got maybe a quarter of a can left in here. I've used this over the years on many different outdoor projects, but it's a great finish. One coat, I might have to put a second coat on, but I'm hoping I get good coverage with one. And then this one has got a little bit of natural oak finish in it, rather than just a clear, because that's going to help blend some of the darker areas in. I can tell you right now, like some of this wood here and some of this here, it's going to have some dark spots in it because I sanded the best I could, but this thing's so old and so weather beaten. We'll see. It's definitely going to look better than it did. This stuff looks really dark in the cup, but it won't go on quite that dark. Just want to get a really good coverage on. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I got the first coat on. I got to flip it over tomorrow, do the bottom side, all the pieces I couldn't get to from the top. And then I don't know if I'll put a full second coat on or just touch up all the dry spots. So be back soon. Just have one last thing left to do, which is to put the original tag back on. I just cleaned it up on my polishing pad on my buffer. Hey, thanks for staying to the end. Just cleaned up this old garden bench made of teak, and you saw what kind of condition it was in before. Here's the before picture. It was pretty rough. Did a lot of sandblasting, or not sandblasting, pressure washing on it. Did a ton of sanding on it. Then really ended up putting almost 2 coats on everything of the PPG ProLux finish on it. It's a good outdoor finish. We'll see how well it holds up. This one hadn't been redone in about 5 years, so hopefully I'll get more than 5 years out of this one. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon on the next one.